we're going to do some learning how to tell time, because the zodiac and the astronomical clock is a watch. It's a time clock that you can use it to prognosticate, because it's telling you everything between the alchemy, the astronomy. There's just so much here. There's a lot of videos on the internet about this great cycle of the year, 25,000 years, blah, blah, blah. No, that's not right. I understand that the sun moves through the sky 1 degree every 72 years, but I believe the ages are a lot longer than we're told. That's why the only true clock is the one in the heavens. As you can see, the date up here is June, which is the summer solstice, 21st. But we're 21,577 BC. So you can add 2017 to this, which would make it 3594. So right at 25,000 years ago, the sun was only halfway around the circle. This is now summertime, based on the way we measure time with our calendar. Okay, they've done a lot to try to fix this clock and lock it. I've done the videos, 3-lockbox, time quake, and all of that. And I can prove why this does this. We measure retrograde by the sun itself, based inside of our solar system. A planet will go retrograde. The 360 degree circle is an assumption. We don't know if it's oblong, oblique, spiral, or whatever. But using Stellarium, because it's so accurate, you can move the sun really fast. Let's move it backwards some more, which will keep it going forward because we're in BC mode. Why are you not responding? There we go. So I'm just going to start moving it. You see how the sun jumps back? How it goes retrograde against the backdrop of the heavens. You seeing this? Just gonna watch it move. And it takes about 50,000 years for it to go completely around. If I get bored to death one day, I'll just sit down and play with Stellarium and do it. You can click on it and change the numbers rapidly, but to watch it do it in this manner, you can see its retrograde motion. It wobbles, it doesn't go in a circle, and if you factor that in a lot with what's going on with the sun, then that's interesting. It's also interesting every once in a while you can see the black dot pop up on the sun, which is the moon, while it's going through this cycle. But this is the great death of the sun. 3 days of darkness. It's when the sun does this. Aquarius is a fixed sign. The 4 fixed signs are Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, and Libra. No, not Libra. Scorpio. And they make a cross in the sky. The Milky Way against the spring and fall equinox also makes another cross in the sky. When we get halfway through the constellation of Aquarius, the 2 crosses will overlap each other. So the fixed points will be at the solstices. I'm just going to talk to you here while we watch this do this as it clicks back in time. Just odd things about the zodiac and the different legends, the different stories that show the different symbols and how they relate to each other. Like the 3 days of darkness being the 3 days that the sun will actually spend here. You have a great earthquake. It tells you in Revelation about the city of Jerusalem being divided, and Jerusalem's the zodiac. And when you have a great earthquake and the heavens are shaken, is when Aquarius moves into the position of the spring equinox, and the river that flows living water out is the waters of Aquarius. It's all symbolic. And people have told you that a lot, that the Bible is symbolic. The Jews tell you the Bible, they tell you that their Bible, the Torah, is symbolic. That's because it's all symbols, symbology of astrology. They just don't tell you what the legend of the symbols is. Got to know the legend. Very interesting to watch the sun move this way. And of course, I thought to myself that this jump I'm seeing is leap year factored in. But no, that wouldn't account for that much movement. So the sun, actually, look at him, peeking out. Oh, that's cute. The sun has a retrograde. So the winter solstice, the spring solstice, they're all supposed to move. And they don't. Let's see if I can kick it here. And find out. I don't know why it's not cooperating here. Sun, please. Oh, it's doing all kind of stuff on me for what I want it to. Go to the sun. Okay, it's in Pisces there. I went too far. Let's drop it off this way. There we go. So 33,300 some odd years ago, the summer solstice, summer was in the waters of Aquarius. That's how this thing moves and ticks. And so as it moves, as the sun is the storyteller. He's telling you a story about these guys, how they rise and fall. He uttereth speech day by day. And the moon is the knowledge, it's the ledgers, it's the symbols in the sky. And it's a fascinating story. And so time is a lot longer than what we've been told. We've been here forever. These are your aliens. They're the star influences, and they influence people who act alien to us. So am I flat earth? Astrology, does that make me flat earth or round earth? Neither really, because regardless of whether it's flat, round, square, pancake, it don't matter. What's going on in those heavens has been going on for a long time, and we have the stories to prove it, and it goes back thousands and thousands of years, and it will continue on into the future. Luckily, we have a bright future ahead of us with the king here coming into play, at least for future generations, for the next two. And you have to learn to see things with starry eyes when you watch movies. And you see with starry eyes, and you hear with alchemy ears. You hear water, earth, air, fire. when you hear Isis, oh, that's Egypt. That's earth magic. Think about what I'm telling you, even when you watch the media. And I really don't do television, but when I watch the stuff, I don't see the programming they're putting off on people. I'm looking at the message behind the message because it's embedded in there. Everything is embedded. This whole thing is built myriad upon myriad, month upon month, week upon week, day upon day, hour upon hour, minute upon minute, second upon second, microsecond. It's an incredible layered, it's been a lifetime of work, and I still consider myself amateur and student. And I have no teachers. I've had the great masters of old have been my teachers, but it hasn't been easy, and I felt lucky and that a lot of it I got to learn and experience. And I thank thee. I was born under the lucky stars of the slaughter over here, the second and first lucky stars of the slaughter. And this is the Jedi. These are the Jedi. By the way, somebody was asking me about Star Wars. Yeah, Darth Vader's Jupiter, by the way. Vader is the German word for father. Luke, I am your father. I am Vader. He's the invader. Jupiter is Nibiru, depending on the legend. And once you realize the legends, once you learn to read the symbols, it's an incredible language that has been coded in art, astrology, even in the tongues. Even when the tongues were divided way back in Babylon. This is where all of that comes from, the scribbling of it. Otherwise, it used to be coherent. Everybody knew it. Astronomy and astrology were taught from the time you were born. You were named after the stars you were born under. It's quite incredible. I mean, it's like the cardinal signs. The cardinal of the earth could only have been born under Capricorn, because it's cardinal earth, and you have to be a cardinal to be a pope. There should be no cardinals that aren't either born Capricorn, Aries, Leo, and what's the other one? Is it Libra? The 4 cardinal signs. I actually don't know. I've been so into the fixed signs lately because we're dealing with Aquarius. But your cardinal signs denote, that's why they call them cardinals. But I assure you, no pope that I know of was born a Capricorn. Not a one. And not female either. These are 2 women on either side of this here king. It goes feminine, masculine, feminine, masculine. These ages. And it's for a reason. And somebody is messing with the alchemy of nature. And it's a group of men. Can't really say women because it's patriarchy, and we haven't even been allowed to read and write for, 100 years now, except for a few of the elites. So all of the material, the written material of his story, he wrote it, and that's part of the unscribbling, is to learn that. And alchemy helps with that, and understanding it's not just masculine, feminine, positive, and negative. It takes 2 to make a battery. You have to have a positive and a negative. That's why these ages are hooked together the way they are. The Sphinx with the lion and the woman. It's a positive and negative. It's a battery. It's the way you generate energy, and this is all about energy. The energy, the inner 7, your 7 chakras. And that's your energy points connected to your emotions, and that's what makes you human. And fallen angels, all of them fall as they go around this circle. And they do it at 1/3 of heaven. And we just went through that 1/3 that's falling now. And so then they resurrect and become